Who's ready for next week? I know I am.
Chimaev is just a fucking cunt. I mean, I was here when he retired from COVID. I was training with him. Like, he's just a fucking cunt. You know, it's like, if you knew, I always say to those guys, if you knew on a personal level you wouldn't like, Chimaev is one of those people if you knew you wouldn't like. You know, he'll come in here. There's a video of me. I always like, oh, you're so good. Khamzat, understand, you're better than everybody. So just don't hurt people. Like, I'm being sarcastic. Like, bro, like, you go and you fucking starch this 1-on-1 guy when there's like Edmund, there's like high-level UFC fighters, and you're picking the one-on-one fighter because, like, you think he's the same height as your opponent. No, you're picking him because you're a bitch, dude. Like, it's just, yeah, he's just like, no, he could fight, but, like, mentally, he's just a weak man. You know, he's just a weak man. Chimaev is just a fuck.
One of these days, Sean will fight Khamzat, and oh my god, it's going to be beautiful. Okay, folks. You high-flying fuckers. We can't start the episode off by cursing. Sean already said, it's too late now. Welcome to the DynamiteGizmo podcast, everyone. Episode 262, I believe. 262. 260 motherfucking 2. This episode's for sure gonna get demonetized. Thanks to Sean Strickland. But that's okay. Here's today's card. It's tradition around here to show you the card, but it's not tradition to show you what's on the card, but you'll find out anyway, because we'll talk about it. I really don't need to say that anymore, but I say it anyway. What if Sean Strickland, I think this is great promo for Sean Strickland. At some point in the future, he will fight Khamzat. I could see it. Especially if Khamzat wins next weekend, and he becomes the new middleweight champ. Someday, Sean Strickland is going to get a shot at that title. Oh, dude, Sean Strickland and Khamzat, could you imagine that shit? Could you imagine? How the fuck would that play out, dude? I know next week is the day. Next week is the week. Next week is the week where we need to focus on UFC 319 and talk about Khamzat and Dricus Du Plessis. But this is one of the three main fights that we've been waiting for all year. Okay? It was John Jones and Tom Aspinall. We know that's not happening. Then it was Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev. We know that's not happening. So all we had left was Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. And now we know that's happening, at least for now. At least for now. So I am talking about it last week, I'm talking about it this week, and I'm for motherfucking sure going to talk about it next week. Abso-fucking-lutely. I have two topics today about UFC 319. One more about Khamzat and one more about Dricus Du Plessis. And then I want to talk about our boy Bryan Battle, who's also going to be on that card. I'm not even going to mention this weekend's fight night or anything that's happening on it because there's nothing really exciting about it. But what I will say about this week's fight night is if you look at the screen now, I have a fight prediction sheet as usual. You see this? This is a fight prediction sheet that I create for every main number event and for most, if not all, fight nights. And this year so far, I've made them for every single fight night. These sheets are available, link in the description or in my bio. Either way, you can get there. Click that Google Drive link. It'll take you to the Google Drive. You can find this sheet there, download it, print off 1,000 copies, invite people over, and it's time. Then you guys can have fun making fight predictions throughout the night. Let me just give you a quick rundown if you haven't seen it already. We're just going to zoom right in here to Anders and Leroy Duncan. Okay? Here's how it works. You've got the number in which the fight is happening, the weight class, the names of the opponents. You've got the Vegas betting odds. You've got their nicknames on the side here. You've got their fight record. You've got the country in which they hail from. and their country flags up here. You also have their rank in these squares here. Most everyone on this card is not ranked. That's why it says NR. Okay? So you check off vote for the fighter you want to vote for. You check off win for the fighter who wins. If it's a draw, no contest, anything else, you check that off. Bada boom, bada bing. These are available, link in the description. If you're watching the fights this weekend, this just makes it a little bit more fun. It makes it a little bit more digestible, especially for those who actually don't watch or pay attention to the UFC. This allows them to make their decision a little bit more easier because it has enough information for them to make a choice. Now let's move on to the podcast itself. As I said, I've got two topics about Khamzat. I've got one about Bryan Battle. We're going to stick Bryan Battle right in the middle, and then we're going to do Khamzat first, and then we're going to do DDP at the end. I'm not talking about them specifically. I'm just talking about one aspect of them. And next week, because it is fight week next week, we'll go into a deep dive of these motherfuckers and anything else you need to pay attention about when it comes to 319. I can't wait for next week. It's going to be a big fucking card, one of the biggest of the year, and it's going to be fucking magical. Oh, it's going to be magical. I need to... Dolliver? Hey, you don't need to lick yourself. Oliver? That's not allowed. No licking. I will put the cone around your head. Motherfunker. Okay. We're going to open it up with Khamzat. As I said, as I haven't said yet, but I will say now. If you didn't know, Khamzat's bottom position time is only 6 seconds. Khamzat is sitting just behind Tom Aspinall for the shortest bottom position time. I'm trying to hiccup and talk at the same time. Can we do that again, please? Khamzat Chimaev is sitting just behind Tom Aspinall for the shortest bottom position time in UFC history. Okay? Let's take a look at the screen here. I need to show you what's going on. Beep. All right? So, bottom position time. Number 1, we've got Tom Aspinall. Second place, we got Felipe Lins. And then there it is. Third place, Khamzat Chimaev. There he is. 6 seconds. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Now, if you're new to UFC, let me break this down a little bit as to why this matters, okay? Khamzat is known for smothering opponents with relentless wrestling and grappling. He's arguably one of, if not the best wrestlers, one of, if not the best wrestler in the UFC right now. Bottom position time measures how long a fighter spends underneath their opponent once taken down. For Khamzat, it's almost non-existent. In 8 UFC fights, he's finished 5 in the first round, won 2 by decision, and picked up 1 second round finish. Whenever he's taken down, he either immediately gets back to his feet, reverses position, or completely shuts the takedown down in the first place. That's why his bottom time is basically a blip on the radar. Now, here's what makes him so dangerous, if that wasn't enough. If he gets it done early, meaning the fight next week, he's a nightmare. If the fight drags, we've seen his gas tank fade. He still wins in those fights, but you can see the pace catch up to him. When it wasn't left to the judges on the fights that he did win, he won in round 1 against Robert Whittaker with a face crank. He won against Kevin Holland in round 1 with a Darce choke. He won against Li Jing Liang in round 1 with a rear naked choke. He won against Gerald Meerschaert in round 1 with a right cross. He won against Rhys McGee in round 1 with ground and pound, and he won against John Phillips with a Darce choke in round 2. So far, his blueprint is clear. Overwhelm you early, drown you with pressure, and finish before you can breathe. But here's the concern for UFC 319. We've never seen Khamzat in a championship fight. We've never seen him in rounds 4 or 5. In the past, when fights went longer, he started to fade by round 3. Yes, he still won, but it was a grind. Against someone like Dricus Du Plessis, unpredictable, durable, and dangerous for all 5 rounds, that could be a serious problem. And I did make a video last week talking about why Khamzat has never had a main event. He's had multiple times to do it, 5 times in fact. And shit just kept happening. So if you want to see that video, that link is, well, not in the description, but you can check out my YouTube channel and find that video to see exactly why Khamzat could never make it to a main event. He had plenty of opportunities, but between him being a fuck-up and other things, he could never actually do it. So the question remains, can Khamzat keep up the pace if it goes past the 3rd round? Right now, nobody knows. But there might be an answer to that question. Khamzat's UFC 319 camp has a completely different look. He's in the US and he's training at a place called the Training Lab. But it's spelled Treighning. The Training Lab in Southern California. And if you've seen the footage, because it is online, it's not a high-end, shiny MMA complex. It's literally a garage. It's gritty, bare bones. It's a garage, dude. The kind of place that smells like hard work, not air fresheners. And leading him is Coach Sam Calavita, otherwise known as Coach Cal. The same guy who's trained T.J. Dillashaw, Aaron Pico, and a long list of elite wrestlers. And his specialty, breaking athletes down and rebuilding them into cardio machines. Don't let the look fool you. This isn't some random shed. This setup is intentional, okay? To strip away distractions, keep it raw, and keep it focused. No mirrors, no luxury gear, just wrestling drills, lactic threshold training, and pad work that leaves you sprawled on the mat, gasping for air. It's very much in line with early Khamzat. The guy lived in a basement of All Stars Training Center in Sweden for 2 years. No windows, no comforts, just grind. Only now in 2025, the same grit is paired with a data-driven, scientific approach. Okay? Check this out. Shab even went down to the Training Lab, or actually, no, he went to the Jackson House because Khamzat is also doing some training at the Jackson House, the Santos Studios, working on some shit there. And while Shab was down there, he took a visit to the boys and he had some questions. Now, I'm not saying I agree with everything Shab says. I know he's controversial and yada yada, but fuck, I don't care, dude.
First thing I said to the boys when we were watching Khamzat train, I'm like, how's his cardio? They're like, buddy, not an issue at all. So I was like, my biggest thing for him going to the DDP fight, DDP's a big dude, durable. Khamzat can be in the 4th and 5th round. They're like, trust me, not an issue. First thing I said,
not an issue. According to the boys down at Jackson Studio, it's not, his cardio's not even an issue. Even though everyone thinks it is, or at least it always was. We all know this is the question hanging over Khamzat's career. If there's a weak point, it's endurance in the later rounds, every single time. That's what Coach Cal is targeting. This is the same system that prepped T.J. Dillashaw for championship marathons. The sessions are brutal. Redlining fighters again and again, teaching them to recover and pushing their limits until there's absolutely nothing left. The Training Lab athletes say it's the hardest training they've ever done. And if this works, we could see Khamzat capable of smashing for 25 minutes straight. That's terrifying for anyone, especially a guy like Dricus, who banks on his opponent fading late. But he's not doing it alone either. Okay? Khamzat's not there alone. Training partners include Arman Sarukian, again, also one of the most relentless wrestlers in the UFC, and Aaron Pico is there. And he's been called one of the most gifted wrestlers MMA has ever seen. All right, and Aaron Pico is on this card as well. He's co-maining against Lerone Murphy, I think. Right? Anyway, that kind of room forces you to level up daily. When you're surrounded by all these elite motherfuckers, the styles are feeding into one another. All right, you got Pico's explosiveness, Sarukian's scrambling, all merging into Khamzat's suffocating top game. Every round is a fight in itself, dude. This camp is the perfect mix of old school Khamzat and modern sports science. The garage provides the grit. The training lab provides the precision. If this clicks, we're not looking at the same Chimaev, my guy. We're looking at one who can dominate early and late. If that version shows up at UFC 319, Dricus Du Plessis better come ready for more than a fresh start, because this camp looks like it's being built for war, dude. And I can't fucking wait for this shit. Oh my god. Khamzat Chimaev. Oh wait. Wow, I lost my notes here. Whoopsies. My whole notes just shut down on me. Oh, that's it. We're gone. Okay, I erased it all. That's great. I erased my notes, dude. They're all gone. Fuck's sakes. Anyway, that's really all I needed to touch on. Was the training lab, Khamzat's cardio, all right? I think it's improving. I think it's improved. So I went into this thinking, oh, Dricus will probably take this. But I predicted at the beginning of this year, Khamzat is going to get the middleweight title. And as I've said many a time, I've been wrong every single time on all my predictions for who will have the belt this year, at least so far. I think I did say Tom Aspinall will have it, and he does. So he didn't fight, But at this point, when I'm looking at the training footage, you don't see everything, but you see what's going on with Khamzat. He might take this. He might actually win this, and I wouldn't be sad. I would not be sad. I'd be stoked. I wouldn't be so stoked if it went to decision and it was a boring fight, but there's no way that's going to happen. But if Khamzat wins dominantly, man, that's going to be, oh my God, that'll be so cool. I'm expecting Dricus to win, but I want Khamzat to win viciously. I want him to win viciously. Oh, it's going to be so exciting, dude. I haven't been this excited for a fight in a bit. I can't even tell you when. So let me ask you some questions, my guy. If Khamzat can go hard for 25 minutes, does that make him unbeatable at middleweight? Is there anyone else who can beat him besides Dricus? And would you rather see Khamzat dominate early or prove he can survive deep into war? Oh my God, the snots in my nose are out to lunch. Look, if Khamzat finishes the fight early, that is exactly what was expected of him if he were to win. Okay, so that'll be good, but it's what was expected of him. Now, if Khamzat goes all the way to round 5 or even round 4 and then wins cleanly, now that shit's way more exciting. That's way more exciting. God damn it, I can't wait for this shit. I can't fucking wait for this fucking weekend, dude. This next weekend. I can't fucking wait for it. It's going to be so fucking good. And if you're still watching at this moment, remember, just to hit that fucking like button and hit that subscribe button. And hit the bell. Just hit one of them, even. I don't care. I'd rather you hit the subscribe. I want to try to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't know if I can do it, but I'll give it a shot. I've been steadily growing. Okay, we're going to move on to Bryan Battle, as I said earlier. I love this gentleman. He's funny. He's cool. He seems like a guy you'd want to hang out with. For real. The guy is so he's so awesome. He's so cool. Which means we're in for a treat next weekend as well, early on in the card. Because I know he's fighting on the well, why don't we take a look? Because I can't even remember. Is he fighting on the prelims or the early prelims? I can't freaking remember, my man. Let me see here. Where you at, Bryan Battle? Where is he? Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. There's only one early prelim, and then Bryan Battle is the first prelim of the night. Oh, yeah. We're going to have to watch this. Oh, my God. It's actually a decent card. It's actually a decent card. I don't care what you say, dude. But we'll run through it next week. Next episode, we'll run through the whole thing. Anyway. Now, I've never really been a WWE guy. I guess when I was a kid, I kind of pretended to be into it because my friends were, I'd watch it with them and I'd act like I was enjoying it, but really deep down, it never really clicked for me. And even now, I'm still not into it. And if you asked me a couple years ago, I'd have told you it was ridiculous. Grown men in their underwear, pretending to hit each other, making up fake drama. It's all predetermined and a bunch of garbage. But here's the thing, my opinion has changed a little bit since then. I still don't watch WWE. I don't connect with it at all. It doesn't jive with me, but I do respect it now. I understand why people love it, and there's a reason millions of people tune in every week. It's exciting, it's fun, it's mysterious. Even though the outcomes are predetermined, the ride is still entertaining for those who connect with it, It's no different than a TV show or a movie. That's all predetermined. They're all acting. It's the same sort of idea. But for me, it still just hasn't fully clicked, but I see the appeal. I try to watch it, I just don't connect with it. And I felt that way about UFC for a long time. I got it, but it didn't click. And then one day, UFC clicked with me, and I was like, oh, shit, it all makes sense now. But anyway, that's besides the point. The difference between the WWE and the UFC is obvious. One is scripted, and one is real as it gets. But they do actually have one thing in common, and that is the entertainment value. And when it comes to keeping people hooked, there's one thing the WWE has always done better than the UFC, and that is post-fight promos. Okay? WWE is full of trash talk, cliffhangers, unpredictable moments, those mic-grabbing speeches that leave you wondering, what the fuck is going to happen now? Now, in the UFC, we don't get that very often, and we shouldn't expect to. The UFC isn't built on scripted drama, but every now and then, a fighter will grab the mic and deliver something so memorable it elevates the win. It elevates the win far beyond just what happened in the fight. And that's where one man comes into play. That man is Bryan Battle. We're lucky because we get to see him fight next weekend again at UFC 319 against Nursultan Rizeboyev. And here's the thing, even if you hate the WWE and think it's goofy, there are elements of it that do work in the UFC, and Bryan Battle is living proof of that. He himself is a massive WWE fan, and when he wins, he doesn't just celebrate, he performs. He treats that post-fight mic time like a stage. Last year, on September 28th, 2024, in Paris, France, Bryan Battle faced Kevin Joset. He finished him in round 2 with a flurry of punches and took home a Performance of the Night bonus. Now, European crowds are electric, and French crowds specifically, they are just next level, and everyone agrees with that. Even Dana White himself, the fighters, whenever a fight happens in France, the crowd is next level. they get loud for their own. And they get even louder when you beat one of their own. And by louder, I mean boos. And that night, on September 28th of 2024, the Paris crowd was showering Bryan Battle with non-stop boos. And instead of ignoring it, he leaned into it. He played the heel perfectly, channeling his inner WWE villain and giving us one of the most iconic UFC promos in recent history. And I have it here for us to watch. And again, my video might get blocked because of this. So you might actually not be able to watch this because I might have to cut it out. So just keep that in mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 47 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Bryan the Butcher Battle.
I'm here with the winner, a victorious Bryan Battle. Bryan, what's going on with the crowd? What's with the finger?
Bryan, qu'est-ce qui se passe avec le public? Pourquoi le doigt d'honneur?
Mike, I gotta say something right quick. Yeah, keep booing me, baby. Keep booing me. I love it. I love it. Listen. People been booing me and doubting me since I started training. I love it. The more you boo me, the stronger I get, baby. I'm used to this. Y'all can't stop me. Keep it up, baby. Keep it up. Y'all can't stop me.
Continuez de me huer, continuez de la force, ça me pousse.
Bryan, let's talk about the fight. A tremendous performance against a really tough opponent. You went out there trying to take him down in the first round. He's an expert at judo. And then in round 2, you go to the hands, and then you get the stoppage. Listen, that was incredible work.
On va parler du combat maintenant. Vraiment,
There's more. Keep watching.
Tu as essayé de trouver la soumission, le takedown. Et après, dans le deuxième round, tu as essayé vraiment plus dans ton striking contre un adversaire très très fort, un adversaire de taille. Donc parle-nous un petit peu de ce qui s'est passé dans le combat.
Hey, USA in this baby. Yeah, let me hear it. Hey, I know y'all didn't think the Butcher was gonna lose in a fist fight to a French dude. I know y'all did not think the Butcher was gonna lose in a fist fight to a French dude.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's the kind of shit that we're going to witness next week and early on in the prelims. Literally the second fight of the night. So you got to watch that shit, my guy. You got to watch that shit. Now, if you're a hardcore UFC fan, you know post-fight promos are not required. Nobody needs them. But when they do them, dude, it's the cherry on top of the fucking cake. And Bryan is not done. All right, he's coming. He's coming back. And it's been a while since we've seen him. He told Ariel Helwani that if he gets the win next Saturday, he's got something planned. He's ready to keep that heel energy alive, and I cannot wait to see it. Here's him just confirming it on Ariel. Let's watch this here. Shout out to Ariel Helwani.
I'll climb up. I'll climb up the ranks.
I feel that. But I need UFC 319 if all goes your way. Like, can we get an old school Butcher promo? Like, I need that Paris vibe. Like, that was unmatched. It's still one of the greatest post-fight promos of all time. We need that back. We need that energy back.
A magician can't reveal his tricks, man. I can't.
No, I'm not asking you to reveal, but can you just Can you have something in your back pocket?
I guess something in my back pocket.
All right. Start talking and use that.
Something in my back pocket, man. Hell yeah.
Woo, dude, I love. Oh my God, Bryan Battle's so funny. Oh man, I would love to hang out with that hoe. Anyway, so what? I want to hear from y'all, motherfuckers. What's your favorite enemy territory post-fight speech? Can you think of one that's better than this? Let me know in the comments, because I don't know if there is one. Well, there probably is. But this one is so good. This is one of the more recent ones in history. It's so good. Love it. Love it. Oh my God. It's one of those days. Sometimes I do podcasts where like boogers just form in my nose and I'm picking my nose the whole time. I can just feel them. I can feel them sitting there, tickling the edges of my nostrils. Anyway, we're going to keep on the topic of trash talk. Can trash talk really change the outcome of a fight before the fight begins? Can it? How important is trash talking? Remember when Conor McGregor fought Jose Aldo for the featherweight title? Or even Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight belt? Conor didn't just beat them in the octagon. He destroyed them with words first. Okay? And with Aldo in particular, he got so deep into his head that by the time they stepped into the octagon, you could see the pressure on Aldo's face. All right? I have the clip here.
Conor looks extremely loose, and Aldo looks like he's feeling the pressure of this moment.
Now, I'm not going to show the fight because, well, I'll get blocked. That's probably enough to block me. Again, at any point in this, if it seems like I'm about to show a clip and the clip is cut out, that's because YouTube blocked the shit, okay? So you'll have to watch it on your own. I'll post all the links in the description, and you can watch them there, okay? Now, sure, that was Conor McGregor, one of the greatest mic workers in MMA history, but I think we can all agree that it had a massive impact on how Aldo approached that fight. It wasn't just one press conference, it was multiple press tours across the world, countless face-offs, random tense encounters backstage, all of that piled up until it was sitting heavy on Aldo's shoulders. And the second the ref said, "Let's go," his emotions took over. And he lost. He got knocked the fuck out. I'm not sure if we'll ever see someone dominate verbally like that ever again. Conor's charisma is a once-in-a-generational thing. But I do think we have a few fighters in today's UFC who can come close. We've already talked about Bryan Battle being electric on the mic after fights, but who's got the skills before the fight? Who can win the mental battle in the lead-up? Most fighters try to trash talk. Most fighters try to trash talk, but they fail miserably. It comes off as awkward, forced, and it's fucking cringy. But there's one guy who's actually pretty damn good at it, and that's Dricus Du Plessis. Dricus doesn't just throw random insults either. He's calculated. He's quick on the comeback. He has his way of poking at people just enough to make them lose their cool. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 clips to show you first. All examples of Dricus's trash talk. And again, if they don't show up in this episode, it's because it got blocked. The links are in the description for all of these, okay? Hopefully I remember to put them there.
Nah, your coach got you.
Bro, why are you so angry? Bro, you think your dad beat the shit out of you? Your dad doesn't have shit on me. I'm going to show you what it's like to beat you. I mean, every childhood memory you have is going to come back when I'm in there with you. Every single one. The one where you lie in bed at night where your dad comes in and he beats the shit out of you.
I will take your fucking soul. You understand me, you fucking pussy? Yeah, you laugh, you
Yeah, I got a nerve. I see I hit a nerve there.
Yeah, you did hit a nerve, you bitch.
Okay, so there's that one. And then we've got this guy here. Another Sean Strickland one.
This man fights like a on a short bus. And hey, Dricus, I respect you for that because you fight like a maniac. But I won that fight, and I'm going to win this fight. So saddle up and let's get it done.
Yeah, I fight like somebody on the short bus, but you look like the driver.
Not bad. Okay. Here we go again. This time, it's Israel Adesanya.
And to Izzy, do you have a response?
When did I become the underdog?
You know, it's a pick'em. It's very...
Nobody said anything about dogs, bro. Chill out.
I said that.
Now, if you know what he's talking about, you know the dog thing. Okay. And then we got another one with Izzy.
It's the authorities that should be worried, not me, man.
When did I become the underdog?
Wait a minute. Okay. I guess I fucked up. I thought he was freaking out. Maybe it's here somewhere.
Connect with the people, with the mob. What did you do? You stand there and try to mean mug me. Are you stupid?
My man.
I'm not your f***ing man, bitch.
This is my land. Oh, shit. Just not that. You're going to do what I did, take as the first residing African. That was exactly
silly.
it. You
sound
never...
like a
you
pig.
can't change that.
I'll slay you, porky
Impossible.
pig. Shut up, pink fit.
You can't change the facts, but you can't change those facts.
He touched the subject there because I do this for my family. I do this for the people I love, and I'll fight.
Anyway, he said some shit. I missed it. I think we got to get back into the subject here. All right? He's relentless. And that is only in the UFC. He even did this before the UFC, which I have another fucking clip. I've got too many clips, dude.
My son at the end of the day.
Well, maybe you can give me some attention. I watched that countdown show. Obviously, your own son hasn't been getting too much attention.
What?
Your own son hasn't been getting too much attention, so maybe
Say
you
that
can give
again,
me
bitch.
some
Talk
attention.
again. Say that again.
I just did.
You just
I
did.
said,
My bitch.
maybe you
That's
can
my
be a
bitch.
better daddy to me than to your own son. That would be great.
My son at the end of the day.
All right. Now, don't get me wrong. He's no McGregor, okay? He's not even close to being on his level, and no one is. And Dricus's voice, it doesn't have the same effect as McGregor's voice did. But man, he's got some skill at least getting under people's skin. He always gets under their skin. But the big question here is, can he get under Khamzat's skin? Khamzat does trash talk a little bit, but in a different way. His style is blunt, calling people bitches, saying I'm going to smash you, you know, that kind of thing, in that Chechnyan accent. And Khamzat usually stays calm, but if you remember the build-up to his canceled Nate Diaz fight, he did lose control. That press conference had to be shut down completely because of an altercation backstage.
Yeah, this ain't gonna happen. I apologize, everybody. I am in very weird waters here. This has never happened in the history of this company. So, trust me when I tell you this is the right decision not to do this press conference right now. And yeah, I hear you. I'm with you. But for everybody's safety, this is the right decision.
Do you remember that? What a crazy time that was. Because we all wanted that fight. And at that point, the fight was still on. But we didn't even get the press conference either. The press conference didn't even happen and the fight. But anyway, that's a whole other story. So there's definitely a scenario where if Dricus keeps poking at Khamzat, keeps talking, and eventually, you know, Khamzat could snap. Imagine a press conference moment where Khamzat jumps over the table, starts swinging, you know, kind of like Sean Strickland did at UFC 296 when they were in the audience watching the fights and the camera panned over to them. You remember that shit?
All right, so
he's still
I'm being
talking.
told that Strickland asks Gilbert Burns' son to move. Oh, and then,
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Out of nowhere. That's kind of crazy.
Well, he told him, you could see Dricus behind him still kind of talking once Sean turned his back. So I don't know if maybe Sean Strickland heard him, but how about Sean Strickland, who is a psychopath, having the wherewithal to tell the kids to move before he goes and attacks Dricus Du Plessis?
Well, it's just so ridiculous that the middleweight champion of the world would do that.
No, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Sometimes-
he's out of his mind. He really is nuts. And look, he's getting off on it. He enjoys it.
He loves it, dude.
He got thrown out of the gym.
Well, first of all, was it your idea to really set them that close together?
That was great. I love that moment. I love that shit, dude. How do you not love that stuff? I don't care. I like it. I honestly think Dricus might be the best trash talker in UFC right now. He's a genuinely nice guy outside the cage, but in fight buildups, he knows exactly how to push buttons until people lose composure. And when your opponent fights angry instead of smart, that's an advantage, dude. And it happens almost every single time. It's just one more factor that makes this fight so exciting. And if you normally don't watch pre-fight press conferences, this one you might want to watch. Okay? So keep an eye out when it comes. The last pre-fight press conference that had any real fireworks was UFC 314 at the beginning of this year in April. You know, you had Yair Rodriguez and Diego Lopez going at it, and Bryce Mitchell going back and forth with John Silva. That was peak entertainment, dude. Even Patty was on that card. And yeah, I get it. This is the UFC. It's supposed to be pure. It's supposed to be about the fighting. But come on, what's wrong with adding a little sweet topping of extra entertainment on top? Come on, man. The build-up for UFC 314 gave me that old school can't wait for fight night feeling. And honestly, we don't get that much anymore, if ever. Some fighters even flat out hate trash talk, okay? Like Yuri Prohaska, one of my absolute favorite fighters. He refuses to do it, and he negates it and thinks it shouldn't happen. And same with Khalil Roundtree. He was just recently on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he touched on this topic specifically.
Talk shit. Dude, I just don't like it. I don't like people who talk shit for no reason. If I didn't say anything to you, if I've never fucking mentioned your name, then why are you talking shit to me or about me or disrespecting me?
It's just shit talking.
I hate it, dude. I fucking hate it. It really
Do you hate
bugs
it
me.
because you're a mark?
Okay, but don't need to go into the whole thing. If you want to see the rest, go watch that episode of the JRE. It's a great episode. Anytime Khalil's on, it's good. But anyway, I get where Khalil's coming from. Okay, but for me, it's part of the game. It builds hype. It makes the fight week experience bigger than just the weigh-ins and media day. That's not enough. I mean, it is enough, and the fight itself is enough, but it's just, I love that extra. That extra makes it so much more fun and exciting. Nothing would make me more happier than seeing Dricus start poking at Khamzat about his weight issues or maybe bringing up the canceled fights in the past and then watching Khamzat take it too personally. Maybe he throws a water bottle again. Maybe he grabs Dricus at the weigh-ins. Okay, at the ceremonial weigh-ins, Dricus will get in his face and Khamzat will grab him and pull him in. Imagine how cool that would be. Maybe they have to be separated at some point. I don't know. Would it change the fight? Maybe. Would it make fight week 10 times more exciting and fun? Abso-fucking-lutely. I love it. It adds to it. I don't care, dude. I don't care. I don't need to be a purist. I like that shit. It's fun. Anyway, let me throw some questions your way. Do you think Dricus can actually get inside Khamzat's head before fight night? And throughout the history, because there's been a lot, What's your favorite UFC trash talk moment that actually made a fighter lose their cool? What's the one that stands out to you? Let me know in the comments below. All right? And remember, if you're watching the fight night this weekend, the fight prediction sheets will be available. Click the link in the description. Takes you to the Google Drive. You can download and print them off there. They will not be available until Friday. It's every Friday they're uploaded. Okay? Because fights change throughout the week. Stuff changes. So by Friday it'll be uploaded. Okay? And same thing goes for next week. Of course, the fight prediction sheets will be available. For every main event, absolutely. And for most fight nights, almost guaranteed. Anyway, we're going to end this shit here. As always, I'm really hungry and I need to eat. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell if you'd want to. You don't have to. And I will see you in the next one. Uh-oh. Bye!